Hello, people of the internet. It is your boy Kishiwishi, and today we're going to talk about a topic that is actually going to be a little bit more hopeful for the future. I'm not going to go into any little rants about different things that aren't really consequential to life. You know, whatever you take up your butt or not does not really matter in the grand scheme of things. But, you know, today we're actually going to go into something that might actually, might inspire you to do something with your life. So, you can already tell by the video's title. I'm not sure if this is the one I'm going to stick with, but as of right now, the title in my head is How Gen Z Will Take Back the Labor Force Through Blue Collar or Gray Collar Work, something along those lines. I'll probably clean it up a little bit so the YouTube algorithm can actually push it out, or might even make the title even more inflammatory, just so the lot of you can actually see this. I believe that if everyone in Gen Z, and I'm talking people right now, like people 18 to basically like 27 or so, I think that's the cutoff for Gen Z. I might be wrong. I'm most likely very, very wrong. I'm pretty sure Gen Z might even be younger than that, right? I think the cutoff is like 2012. So yeah, maybe I'm discounting some of you guys, but Gen Alpha, there's nothing to be said about Gen Alpha that I can say in this video, because most of Gen Alpha aren't even old enough to get jobs, right? But this is for you people in my audience that might be, a part of that neat life. You're part of that neat lifestyle, that not in education, employment, or training. Yeah, for you guys who are all doom and gloom, bumbleclad, that thing is hot. But for you guys who are all doom and gloom when it comes to the job market in the future, and your excuses, oh well, it's really hard to get a job right now, and entry-level positions are so hard, they need 3 years of experience. You want to know what type of jobs that don't require experience when it comes to entry-level? Blue collar. Think about it. A blue collar job is not pretty. Blue collar literally means the job requires you to do manual labor to some extent. Gray collar jobs is manual labor and a little bit of white collar stuff. So like think about like people that do security, for example. That would be more of the gray collar, like physical, because you have to stand for long hours, you gotta be sitting in a spot for long hours, but it's a slightly gray collar because you have to deal with people's information to some extent. Or a better example of a gray collar job would be working front desk, to give you guys an even better example. But yeah, I believe Gen Z, what we need to do right now is to give up on the whole white collar market, because with the advent of AI, more and more white collar jobs are gonna get outsourced to it. And this is the thing that I want to preface with this video. I'm not telling you to completely give up on your ambitions of becoming like like a neuroscientist, or I don't even know, like, okay, neuroscientist is crazy. That's crazy. Blue collar work might actually get in the way of you doing that, right? But like, if you're one of those guys who are, and this video is mainly for guys, girls can also do blue collar work, but like 9 times out of 10, if you're a girl and you want to make a lot of money really fast, just go work as a server at some restaurant. Probably pop a little titty here and there and you'll get your money's worth. Yeah, you just go work at a restaurant if you're a girl. That's a thing that I need to bring up with blue collar work. A lot of the times with blue collar work, it allows you to be more autonomous when it comes to your time, and you don't really have to deal with coworkers in the same traditional sense. And most of the times your coworkers are just other guys who just want to get the job done and go home. And that's the beauty of working a blue collar job. Once you go home, it's done. What the fuck is a deadline? I don't know what the fuck that is. Deadline, project, reports. What the fuck are you talking about? I just stood here for 12 hours watching this door to make sure nobody gets in, and you give me the $2,000 paycheck at the end of the 2 weeks, and that's it. Like, I think Gen Z is really overlooking this specific sector. And another thing with blue collar jobs that makes it very, very attractive for people in our young age, it's one of those jobs where boomers literally can't keep up. Like, yes, you can make all the money in the world when it comes to like being a fucking news reporter or some other legacy job that motherfuckers that had it since the 60s are still working to their deathbeds because they're just so fucking greedy with the job position. Blue collar work, as soon as you reach 60, you don't want to do that shit anymore. FedEx drivers, delivery mailmen, once you get older, it's one of those jobs where it's kind of like being a cowboy or like being a soldier. younger, where it's like, you should fear an old man that works a profession where most men die, that type of thing. Like, the only really hardened niggas are gonna be the ones that are still doing the blue collar work in those sectors. But like I said, the younger you are, the better, especially if you're about to graduate high school and you're like, damn, it's the summer now, I don't know what to do. The easiest thing you could possibly do is getting a security license, and like it's like $100 to do the certification if you do a course online. And then all you have to do is just go to your nearest Department of Labor office, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Just look it up, licensing office. You can do a quick Google search yourself. You go there, give them another $100, and as soon as they give you, make sure you go in person, by the way, too, because they're gonna give you a little card that says, hey nigga, I did the work to be a security guard, but I don't have the actual card yet. I want a job right now. And literally that little blue card that they give you with your little name on it, you can go to any security agency and they will hire you on the fucking, okay, let me not say they'll hire you on the spot, but more than likely you will get hired. Like, I've seen some, like, I'm not gonna go into details yet. I'm gonna make an actual video talking about security specifically, but like, it's things like that where instead of trying to go to college and end up getting a job that's more than likely not gonna matter in the next 5 years because they're just gonna replace you with fucking ChatGPT, just button your britches, get down in the dirt, you know, be a fucking garbage collector. You might smell like shit, but once the job's done, the job's done. You don't gotta worry about it until the next day. And another thing with working a blue collar job too, depending on how many hours you're working, let's say you're going for strictly 40 hours a week, most of these jobs require you to work 8 to 12 hours. So if you're doing 40 hours a week, think about it this way, you're doing 40 hours a week, right? But you're working 12-hour shifts. That's like 3 to 4 days of work. There's 7 days in a week. After you're done with the 3 to 4 days of work, sometimes 5 if you want to make extra bread, you have unlimited time. Well, not unlimited, but like those 3 or 4 days that you have off, depending on how busy your schedule is, you can literally do whatever the fuck you want on those days. You want to go gambling? Go ahead. Don't do that. This is not financial advice, but don't go gambling. I will not be responsible if you lose all of your fucking life savings if you go gambling like a stupid fucking retard. Yeah. You want to play video games? I know a lot of you guys who probably are unemployed right now or gamers. You want free game money? You want to get them shark card bucks, some V-Buck money? Go work a blue collar job. Because like I said, once the job is done, you have all the time in the world to do what you want. Just make sure the next day you clock in, you ready up, you freshen up, do whatever you need to do so you can perform the job well. And I think also when you work a blue collar job as a young man, it helps you build character because you learn to become a little bit more assertive, right? Because it's not like one of those pansy ass jobs where you have to do a bunch of bureaucratic bullshit to do anything, where it's like, oh, I gotta ask Helen in HR for permission to put up this poster or I might lose my job. No, literally you just speak to a nigga says, hey, we're gonna do this today, you're gonna go over there, do that, and once you're done, you go home. Cool? And you just do exactly what he says and you're done. It's one of those, blue collar work is a job where it requires nothing of you mentally. And because it requires nothing of you mentally, you have the headspace to actually do your hobbies or your side hustles even more. Imagine that. You're working at a restaurant, you're busting your fucking ass, and all you can think about is, oh, the manager is breathing down my fucking dick because I don't have the fucking menu completely memorized. Blue collar work, the only thing you need to memorize is basic facts of life that's a part of that job. Obviously, if you're a more specialized role like an electrician or a plumber, don't fucking sleep on that because that shit actually makes a lot of money and requires a lot of brain power, which again, you can become an electrician or a plumber or a roofer while doing other blue collar jobs. You don't, like, let's say you want to go to school to become an electrician but you don't have the funds yet, go get a fucking security job. Do it for like a couple months, maybe up to a year, get your bread up, save it up. If you're still living with your parents, even better. Don't buy a Ford F-150 just yet, my little nigga. Wait until you get the actual job or career you want. And when it really comes down to it, I think as a society or as young men, we need to start trying to maximize how capable we are when it comes to like day-to-day things. With these blue collar jobs that I keep saying over and over again, blue collar job, it literally gives you the basis to do everything else in your life. Communication between you and another stranger, you do a blue collar job, you get a little bit better at it. Asserting yourself, a little bit better at it. Paying attention, a little bit better at it. You know, and actually having the downtime of like physically being able to turn your brain off. Or if you're one of those people who just want to be scrolling on your phone all fucking day, go ahead, do that. And you don't necessarily need to be be physically fit to some extent. Obviously, starting off, you're gonna have a lot more opportunities based on how you look and how you present yourself, how intelligent you are, how good looking you are, how muscular, how skinny. All of those things are gonna factor into where they're gonna put you in these blue collar jobs. But if you're just, okay, I'm gonna say this right now. If you're chronically online, 9 times out of 10, you're a smart individual. You're just too fucking lazy or just too fucking distracted to do shit with your life. So instead of being distracted and doing nothing at home and making no fucking bread, just grab one of these literal entry level jobs. These jobs are literally entry level. I've seen it. A nigga literally pulled up to a job interview in just jean jorts and a tank top and got the fucking job. Like, it's all, you just need the credentials, and the credentials are so easy. I'm gonna make a whole entire video specifically about security. I might make this into a series. I don't know yet. I might call it even mog maxing, you know those looks maxing fat. Yeah, I'll say it. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, if you're a looks maxer, you're a fucking fat. Why? Your entire identity is based on how good you look. That is it. Nothing to do with being competent, nothing to do with strength, nothing to do with being suave with the ladies. It's literally, hey, I'm pretty and now I get the attention I so desperately wanted. Being capable as a man will give you that same attention as a looks maxer 10 times older. Why? Because it has substance. A lot of these looks maxing fuckers, the moment you slap them across the face, it's over. They might even call their security guard on you. They're literal pussies. So yes, this might be the start of me starting a movement, but you know me and my little I'm rounding up, by the way, but my little 700 subscriber YouTube channel might not make that much of a difference. But if I do make this a movement, just know the term mog maxing is mine. Kashawn Kishiwishi on the YouTube channel, the Twitch, the TikToks, everything. Mog maxing is my term. Don't fucking take that shit. We're gonna mock these looks maxing motherfuckers. Gonna show them, hey, being pretty only works for women. You gotta actually be able to do shit as a man. And that's the only way I'll ever respect the motherfucking nigga. Like, yo, if you're just pretty, go fuck yourself. Anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you took something away from it. I'm gonna put some more work into this. I'm just recording this on my break. You know, you might not even see this. I might delete this shit, you know. Anyways, peace. Be good people. Bye-bye.